Hello, this is a Gold 2 Junkerqueen review, and I've done a few Junkerqueen reviews recently. Usually it involves telling people openings to go in, how to use their axes and their knives. You don't really need that as much, at least not until you get a rank. Your positioning can be cleaned up a little, but that's not your biggest problem. A lot of it just has to do with overheating, getting in a limb, and then keep going and dying, and really almost ego fights. I've got this meme up here. I don't know how to do B-roll, so it's just pulled up, but the guy's going, "Who's dying next?" And then he's getting buried. But I thought of this meme as I watched your gameplay, and it's gonna happen a few times. Uh, but let's pull up the game. The other thing will be ultimates, but we'll talk about those as we get to them.
En route.
Starting off, this is probably one of your few big positioning mistakes. Is Junkerqueen just unless you get a hero 20-meter plus knife, you can easily get poked out low and all that. And you recognize that. The funny thing is, the Winston should actually just go for you, which is almost never the answer, but you're so cut off. But that being said, he let you off. And you've got great aim, great mechanics. Mixing in knives, axes, good accuracy.
You got too close, didn't ya?
And so you backed off the Moira, she's used Fade. You're still gonna keep going, low health. And their aim wasn't that good. It took you longer to die than you thought, but we're just gonna go back. And just watching this, you think of you're healing yourself with your abilities now, which is good. And I just want you to think, Winston's low, you can get him.
You got too close, didn't ya?
Moira. And once she fades, she's no longer a threat to your team. So if you were looking for a chance to disengage, this would be the time. But this is the who's dying next. And it's you. Rest in peace, Queen. I'm gonna toss the dirt over you, just like the meme. Ah. Sorry, this is a more lighthearted thing because it really just has to do with maybe your mentality. I don't know if it's ego or you're just getting so involved in these fights you don't. After you get the first few kills, your brain turns off and you just go bloodlust. But we're going back in. Good job forcing the venture out. And I like that look back. Sometimes when you look back, your team's more passive as well. And I think the post mentions your teammates were not carrying. They weren't really that great. They get picked apart by Sombra later on and other things. So you sometimes just have to make some slight adaptations to it. Always go for limbs and push up, but you got those look backs. Do more of them, especially after you get in the limb. But now helps too. You can go, really, guys, we're all standing back here and go for this Winston. So. Just hold the area, but I like it. You did go back and fight with your teammates, and you took so much poke going back in a second time that you supports got behind. But I like the idea of you just fighting, but with your team a little more. And anyone who gets close. So this was your best ultimate by far in the game, and really great aim. And you know we're in gold if that Winston thinks he's gonna fix this. But you don't get the final blow, so that shows me your brain is working mid-fight. if you're thinking, oh, I can just go cap the point, they've got the last 100 health, so.
Stop lagging about and get over here! Move out!
But good stuff. They've crossed in. You can go in with your soldier. Great shots again. Just absolutely curb stomping these gold players. As your aim's well above gold. Great knife. But where's it gonna go wrong? Is what I was thinking the first time I was watching this a few times. Like, where is this gonna go wrong? And we're gonna have an answer shortly. So I just want you to rewatch this with positioning in mind. It's okay to be aggressive, but just be thinking in your mind, rewatch yourself and go, when is this too aggressive? It's good. Winston has a dump bubble. Little down. Good tracking on that Iliari. But would it be the end of the world if you helped your team with that soldier? I mean, it wouldn't. You're not required to stay and babysit this monkey who's used his abilities, but that was probably option one. Although staying in, hitting the monkey, that's still fine. And this is really the point. You don't know where the healing is. You know there's LOS or line of sight, but she gets shields when she pops the ultimate. Get shields or they get shields when they pop the ultimate, and they can drill dash in the ultimate. And so you're really taking a risky fight. You really want to fight this venture. And to be fair, the healing comes in, which there's a chance it doesn't, but you haven't looked over there. The shields, and it's just... This Winston is getting absolutely destroyed. You can just hold this corner, because as soon as... let me go back. Let's watch in third person. Let's see how other people react to this venture ult. Just bye! And they're going for that soldier you let go earlier. And the Winston with no bubble is gonna go over there too. But imagine you either go back and fight with them, just bash the soldier and the Winston together and ignore these people, because they're not getting to fight unless you let them. Or if you want to be more aggressive, you can just hold this corner, and as soon as Iliari crosses, she's getting point-blank shotguns, axes, then you can actually win the DPS fight, because you're forcing her into a bad area. But you and your pride and your ego. That was probably a terrible impression of Mike, but you just had to fight this ulting venture. And that was a good cutoff move by her. Luckily, your team, I think they still win. But that was another case of who's dying next, and then it's you.
Lightning!
Find cover. I'm on fire!
But good job, your Reaper. If anyone's... I'd say he's the one good teammate you got. He's always looking to combo and fight and contributing. So you got at least one good teammate this game.
Time for the reckoning!
But good stuff.
Ready or
Right or wrong,
battle?
I'm gonna finish this war.
And one thing, it's a problem that hasn't really come up yet in the VOD reviews. Sometimes if you do really good, like you were first point, you get counter-swapped. A lot of get-off-me, close-range characters here, Sim, Junkrat, and the Zarya to block your axes, probably, is what they were thinking. So sometimes you gotta deal with this and play around it. The counter swaps at least mean it probably means you're better than them, but they're going to try and eke out a win with these counter swaps. So you have to be ready to either have multiple heroes, or you don't always have to do that. You can just play different. Uh, by play different, I mean play a little safer, play more angles like this sim. It's a pretty complicated breakdown on how to play versus counters, but the two basic things is don't run right into them and take more angles to try and avoid them, fight other people, sweep around. Uh, and you did. You heard the sim turrets, you saw the Junkrat spam at the beginning, so you knew. And again, this is only a problem you have because you did good the first round, so it's not all bad, but just bad death. You go for the mirror, which is fine. I'm pretty sure you can play Zarya better than they can, so why not? Other picks may be a Winston, as long as you don't sit in front of the sim too long, or you go after her with a teammate. The Winston might be fine too. And you are kind of sitting in the choke. I don't know what it is, but a few times this game you're just like, a random Junkrat trap, a sim turret, and you let people shoot you while you stand still and shoot it. I don't... Because you have good target priority going for the supports and low HP people on the heroes, so it's a little weird you suddenly get tunnel vision on a turret in front of all this damage, but you want to limit... you're no longer being really counter swapped, but you're going through a tight choke. You want to stay safe, keep full HP, and then as soon as these guys come in, then you go in together. And right now, what you have to do is run away. So your timings are off because of how much spam damage you're taking in that little turret play. One of the few times you make a sort of big mistake, but. And see, they're fighting, but you're backing up, so that's sort of a coordination thing. But this Zarya's gonna feed, so all's well that ends well. Definitely not the greatest tank. But yeah, I think you just clean up. Screw you, turret! And if it's too much pressure, you can always do what your sim does and go around. If they're standing back and spamming the choke, don't be afraid to take the side route. But I don't think you'll need it this time. Screw you, Junkrat trap! Okay, now we got it. We got it. And so that took a few times for you to adjust to all the spam damage, but we're good now. Sitting pretty with our ultimate, which was the second thing. It's gonna, from now on, the ultimates are gonna start coming up. Good stuff and a team kill, but that was a terrible ultimate. That was a terrible ultimate! Just, you already demech the diva. You have full charge. Are these guys really so scary that you needed another advantage? Not really. You could have cleaned them up again just like you did last fight. So, I'm gonna say that's a bad ultimate. You probably thought I was gonna talk about the one you threw on the floor and got no one with. That one was a good ult. It had the right idea. If you just aim your crosshair up, it's fine. But this is the ult that you're going to want back. You basically went from a 95% chance to win the fight to a 100% chance. Actually, probably even higher than 95 chance to win without it. They're demech diva. What are they gonna do without their tank? Push into the 100 charge Zarya that's a better aimer than everyone in the server? Like, no. But now the Sigma's coming in. Oh, and just pretend you have your ultimate. And tell me how easy this would be. Sigma uses his barrier, there's 3 people right here, and like free win. Even by yourself, there's not that much follow-up, but he's already used his shield. You get at least 1 limb, and that's... Now you're winning a fight you have a chance to lose. Alright, Junkrat gets some. You getting a limb? Now I want you to just think, alright, you're in front of 3 people, you got your limb. What should you be doing now? I'm saying run back around the pillar, or you saw this wall. Go back to the wall, go with your teammates. I know you're an aggressive play style, but just imagine you turn into a coward now because you have low health, and that's actually the right play. Back up behind this wall, throw some right clicks, force them off the point. If they don't leave the point, this Sigma might just literally stand here and let you burn him down. He's not that great. But who's dying next? Full health Sim? Oh, and you realize it'll like 2 seconds too late. And now it turns into this nail biter 2v3, which I forget who wins, but it's a nail biter. Oh. No, almost reaps. Good job kiting all this spam damage and ults. Side route, good job. That rock's just unlucky, but... Okay, and you stomp them, you got the ult, so good win. And I want you to do something simple now. When I was watching this, I didn't cheat and look at the Sigma's ultimate, so I don't know if he has it. I wouldn't be too aggressive, but just stand here and lob right clicks. You want this ult. You want this ult. Like going forward, fish for ult charge. It's so important. Especially on Zarya, you've got this game winner ultimate 20% away. Imagine if the right clicks were actually coming in at a better angle and you were a little closer and they end up coming into another grab. That would be huge. But we'll end up building it mid-fight. And that's on your Kiriko. But you and Reaper get 2. This ult's good. I mean, it's the last fight, and even if it wasn't, it's a 3v3 or around that, so good ult, just I don't need to tell you to aim it higher, that's obvious. Just unlucky. And this was the one time where you really didn't have any cover to go to, but just it should cross your mind like, oh, we got 2. Where's my teammate? Where can I hide? Because if you could hide somewhere, it's too late to come here, or it's not too late. It wasn't possible. But if it was possible, then you and Reaper team up. You live while he comes back in. You fight the 2v2. You play your life. I guess play your life is another way of saying look for cover after getting in a limb. And it can go better. This was just the one time that it wasn't possible, but it should be crossing your mind. And valiant effort touching, but just didn't work out. But you gave your team chances by swapping.
People say, catch me. You're a cowboy. How come you don't say how?
In this game, you're going to eat a few rocks. Some are sneakier than others, but if you get a target, you still have to If there's any abilities that can shut you down on the other tank, like Hook, yeah, Hook, Rock are the two biggest ones. Just be mindful of those because you really can eat them in the face, which are called faceless. But forcing a point fight's not a bad idea as long as your team's with you. As Queen. Good aim. Great knife. So the usual. But I want to say, you probably don't get feedback about this. When you get the kills, you're thinking that's great. This is a great use of the corner. Your teammates are coming back. You're low health. You can wait for your shout. Just live for a few seconds. This is huge. You're popping off right now, hiding behind this corner, which sounds stupid, but you really are. And look, this gets to be a 1v1 now instead of the Iliari shoot you or the Moira shoot you and the Sombra shoot you, because you're going to get really low, so any damage from anyone else. And you've got shout now, so actually the play is to run back in now. But that was great, just not feeding instantly after getting the good picks. You get to go in with your team, finish the 3v3 smart, and this is good stuff. If you want an example of what I was talking about, this is the good fight. And your Reaper's still doing pretty good. But we'll go, it's getting to be ult time again, or you're gaining your ult. So good knives. Good axes. And I want to say, he's already low, you're getting your axes and your knife back. And then you ult. So I got a question for you. Do you hunt deer with a rocket launcher? They were already dead. This is so overkill, even with the Moira ult. The damage you do with your good aim and knives, Moira can stick the healing ult on people all day long. It's not going to be enough, so another case of, I'd say you had over a 90% chance to win this fight without ulting. And if it starts to go south, then sometimes you'll still get a chance to ult. Say, okay, I was wrong, we need it. But you're already in a Kitsune. These guys were dead to rights. And again, it's big kill feed, but you're still going to want this ultimate next fight, probably. And that tracking is so diamond. It's so diamond if you just clean up the ultimates and the overheating and dying after getting one limb. Or one or two limbs. And you gotta be careful around the open. Yes, you're fishing for knives, but maybe do it closer to cover, because the rock is the one thing Sigma's got to really wreck your day. He may have gone Sigma just to counterpick you, because the rock can really shut down axes and you being in the open.
Thanks.
And your team gets that's kind of on them, and your support. All you can really do is give them 50 health, or if your DPS are near you and you hear the uncloak, you can help. But it's mostly just on them. But what can turn this? I want you to do again. Imagine you had your ultimate, and just tell me when you'd use it. Oh yeah, do you not see the vision for these 3-man, maybe even 4-man ults? Oh, it's there, so. So I just want you to know that the chances are there if you've used these ults better instead of on fights you had a 90+ chance of winning. But they beat you, and luckily they dumped their ults on you too. Good stuff. And that's great target priority, getting the low Iliari. You getting CC chained, it's mostly unlucky. I'm just gonna chalk that up to bad luck. There really wasn't much you can do, and he made an unexpected play, so. But teammates do start getting picked early. This towards the end of this game, this is where your post saying it might be on your teammates starts to come. But we've probably pointed out 6 fights we could have turned already, and chances to win some additional fights with the ultimates. So your Reaper is also. I stand by the fact he's a real one. He's good. And yeah, the Sombra really should not be getting a Kiriko unless something happened off screen where she had to use her Suzu on a teammate. But
Time for the reckoning!
This is your second good ultimate of the game.
Pick up your feet, you bonbons!
And good pick. You can just say more or no fade. But that fight, you did everything you could. The Sombra just ended up killing Kiriko and then Tracer. So there were a few fights where your DPS just or your team gets picked, but I want to know there are definitely chances to improve. And if you clean up the ult usage again and the overheating during fights, looking around for cover after getting a pick and not overheating and getting in an ego fight, then I think you'll climb straight to high plats. So good luck, man. And I was just trying to do a lighthearted review because your mechanics were pretty good in your ability usage. So it might be a mental thing, if anything. So I hope this was refreshing, and good luck again.